By now, you've probably heard me and every other manifestation coach talk about your belief system. But how do you actually change it, and where did your belief system come from? If you guys don't know me, my name is Sherry. I'm a quantum manifestation coach, and I help you access your true potential and your highest timeline. So let's start by talking about where our beliefs came from, because newsflash, they're not even ours. So where do your beliefs actually come from? They come from our childhood. And if you have kids, you know that they are like sponges. Like, you know that if you say a bad word in front of your child, you can guarantee that at the most awkward, not appropriate time, they're going to use that bad word and make you look like parent of the year. Because kids absorb everything. And up until about age 7, they are walking around in a kind of like a hypnotic state. This brainwave length state is known as theta. And when our brains are in theta, we are very receptive to information. All the information coming in through experiences, through things we observe, through things people say, our subconscious takes in as truth and starts to build a blueprint for our reality and how we think the world operates. So all of this information can come from schools, teachers, friends, parents, religious leaders, the media, the random person on the street, anything that we take in through our senses, our subconscious goes, oh yeah, and documents it as being truth and how the world actually works, which the world actually doesn't work like that. But then your subconscious builds a blueprint. And this blueprint starts to form your beliefs on things like relationships, money, abundance, health, self-worth, your spiritual viewpoints, stuff like that. So that's how you get your belief system. So now the big question is, how do you change it? How do you change your beliefs? How do you change your subconscious? How do you change that programming? Now there are a million ways to do it, but I'm going to give you a 4-step process that works amazing outside of subliminals. Subliminals are awesome, but outside of that, this is what I have all my clients do. So get out your piece of paper, get out a pen, and we're gonna make a list. Step 1 is to write down those beliefs that you have that no longer serve you. So if you're struggling with a scarcity mindset, write down everything that you can think of that contributes to that scarcity mindset, right? Maybe you were told money doesn't grow on trees, or maybe you were told there's never enough money to go around, or money is the root of all evil, or, there's not enough, or we don't have enough, whatever it is. Write all of those down. Step 2 is, if you're comfortable, look at them and try to think back, if you're comfortable with it, to where they came from. Who was the person, the situation, the, experience that is tied to that belief. And then I want you to forgive the situation, or forgive the person, or the circumstance, or whatever it was. And I know that is so hard for so many people, but when you let go of that negative energy, when you let go of that balled up energy, you are freeing up space for a new belief, for new energy, for a higher vibration. And at the end of the day, forgiving somebody doesn't mean you have to agree with them, doesn't mean you have to like them, it doesn't mean that the circumstance was okay or whatever it was. It just means that you're no longer in bondage because of it, right? Because when you don't forgive someone or something, it doesn't hurt them, it hurts you, and you want to heal and you deserve to heal. And so that is so important to do that. So then you want to create that new energy, that new space, right? So now that you forgive them, you got rid of the old, let's put the new in. Step number 3 is write down the new belief, right? If your belief was that money was the root of all evil, and you ask yourself, well, is that really true? Can I prove that? Is everybody who has wealth or everybody who has abundance, are they really evil? Your answer is going to be no. So write down the new story that you want to believe, the new narrative that you want to believe. And if you do affirmations, write an affirmation around it. If you do ask-formations, write an ask-formation around it. And with affirmations and askformations, you guys know I like askformations a little bit better, but they can be a little bit tricky for your subconscious initially. So if you have a statement like, I am a rich bitch, and your subconscious is like, no, you're not, that it may be a little too harsh initially. And so use softer words. Like, it is okay for me to feel abundant. I'm working on my abundance. I'm working towards being a rich bitch. Stuff like that. And then that's usually something where your subconscious can say, yeah, we can get on board with that. I know we're not rich today, but we are working on it. We are taking those steps. And so that's like a little halfway mark to get your foot in the door with your subconscious, because your subconscious will usually say, yeah, we can work towards it. Yeah, we do desire that, you know. And then after you have done that for a few weeks and your subconscious is good with that, then usually you can use your I am statements after that, and it absorbs into your subconscious a lot easier. So 3, write down your new narrative. Number 4 is going to be to visualize it with energy, with your heart center. Now, I have a video on heart-brain coherence and our energy field, so if you want, jump back and see that. But you want to visualize it, and while you visualize, you want to create the emotion in your heart, so you are creating that brain-heart coherence. You want them to be in alignment, and so visualize what, you know, abundance looks like for you. Maybe it's a new job, maybe it's a certain number in your bank account, maybe it's, you know, having retirement accounts, maybe it's a house, or, you know, whatever it is, the new car. Visualize it and attach an emotion to it. How would it feel? Imagine, I always say, the 2.0 version of yourself. How would the 2.0 version of yourself feel with it, right? Do you feel excited? Does it, you know, do you feel safe? Do you feel secure? Do you feel loved? Whatever it is, create that emotion and tie that in to the visualization to really supercharge your vibration. Okay, I'm back. So the last portion of that, to number 4, is repetition, repetition, repetition. You want to create those new neural pathways, and the only way to do that is through repetition. So repetition, repetition. Anyway, if you guys want to know more about how to reprogram your subconscious, let me know.